Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while and I thought I would give everyone an update. So last we left off, we just came back from Singapore and Malaysia. We had an amazing 2 weeks traveling, meeting up with friends, exploring the countries. And we came back and essentially finalized our decision to move to Malaysia. For those here for the first time, I'm moving my family from San Francisco to Malaysia and documenting the process. So feel free to subscribe if you want to see more. The biggest update I can share is with our employment. So the biggest question mark was always what Alicia, my wife, would do if we moved to Malaysia. And our thinking was there's a chance she could work remotely with her company, or she could start her own company, a consulting firm, or find a job in the local area. There were lots of options, but really the best option would be if she could work remotely from her current job. So she recently did tell her company, and they have allowed her to become a remote worker in Malaysia. So that's very good for us. I won't go into the details about how that will work, but she has employment, and that's one big question answered. We also told our building that we are not renewing our lease and are now in a month-to-month lease. So when we're ready to leave, we can just cancel our lease. I've also told my parents and family about our decision and the reasonings behind it, and they're mostly supportive. I think they agree that the kids are young enough for us to take this chance, and there could be really good opportunities in Malaysia. So I'm really glad that they're behind us, especially my grandmother, who's 90 now. And I wanted to include them as part of our journey by letting them come to stay with us, to show them the country, and see a possibility of living outside the US. We told our friends about the decision, and a lot of them are excited for us. There's some that don't really get it, but are supportive of us anyway. And as for visas and such, I've applied for my re-entry visa on my green card, which means that I can be outside the country for up to 2 years and not risk losing my green card. So that'll give me a good window to be in Malaysia and not have to worry about coming back to the US. And then as for visas, we are likely to go for the digital nomad visa. It just depends on whether it's better for me to apply or for Alicia to apply, depending on how that works out. I'm not too worried about it because it seems like it's a pretty easy visa to get and doesn't take long to process, so should be okay. As for my work, I run a social club in San Francisco, so my plan is to pivot the company in the new year into a slightly different business model. I can get into that more in a different video. I'm planning on keeping the club going. I haven't decided exactly what I will do when I get to Malaysia, but I have several ideas that I'm really taking seriously. Because my specialty in San Francisco was building communities, that's what I plan to do in Malaysia as well. But I'm not sure what community to focus on initially, so could use some of your feedback too. As for accommodations, we plan on trying a few different locations first before we decide on a long-term place. That may mean Airbnb for a couple of months until we figure out the best neighborhood for us. There's still a lot for us to figure out, including what to do with all the crap that we have, and also how to finalize the digital nomad visa, getting the employment stuff set up, and also securing daycare for the kids and other resources we need. So lots to report on in the coming weeks and months. I'm very happy at the progress that we've made, and I'm very excited to do this with my wife, who is completely supportive, and that's made this a lot easier. If you have questions about any part of the process, happy to answer, just leave a comment. Or if you have tips and tricks you want to share, feel free to comment as well. Thank you and see you next time.